Okay, so today we're going to talk about mixed numbers. Okay, so let's take this example, and let's say this represents 1 unit. And so each one of these pieces that I've subdivided into three equal pieces, which means each one of these represents 1/3 of the whole. So this here represents 1/3, right? Now, if I take this here based on this, and again, each one of these is 1/3. How many thirds do I have here? Well, so if this line represents 1, so each space is 1/3 of a whole, then how many thirds do I have here? Well, just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here, I have 8/3, which represents an improper fraction. So now, how do I change this into what we call a mixed number? Well, a mixed number is another way of representing improper fractions. So how do I do this? Well, I want to find out how many wholes I can get out of this thing. Okay? So if I take this, 1, 2, 3, so I know 3/3, right? 3/3 equals 1, right? So if I take this, 3 times 1/3 equals 1, right? So I know 3/3 equals a whole. So if I take this third, right, or not this third, but this group of 3, then that's going to give me 3/3, right? And if I take this group of 3, that's going to give me another 3/3. And then what do I have left over? 2/3. Now, 3/3 equals 1 here. This 3/3 also equals 1. And then I have this 2/3 left over, which is a proper fraction. So how do I represent this? Well, I have what? 1 plus 1, right? So if I add all these up, 8/3 is the same as 1 plus 1 plus 2/3. So 1 plus 1 plus 2/3 equals 2 plus 2/3. And so what we do is to represent this addition here, we can't just combine these. So what we're going to do is we just put them next to each other. So this is 2 and 2/3, and that's how we read it. So this is a mixed number. And so this is not multiplication, right? So this is understood to be addition. We're taking 2 and 2/3. So that's how we read it. 2 and 2/3. The and tells us addition. Okay, so 2 and 2/3 is the same as 2 plus 2/3. So we can represent 8/3 as a mixed fraction of 2 and 2/3. Okay? Is there anything else I want to say about that? So a mixed number is an improper fraction written as the sum of a whole number and a proper fraction, which you see on the board. Let's see here. And again, we usually omit this plus sign and just put them together. Now, let me show you how to do this with another example. Okay, so now, how do we do this when we have a fraction and we don't want to draw pictures? Okay, so let's take this one here. Okay, so we have 13/5, right? So the denominator tells us how many we need to get 1. These are fifths. So we're talking about 5 equal pieces adds up to 1. So how many how many fifths do I need? I need 5. Well, how many 5s can I get out of 13? Well, I can get 5 of those will equal 1. And then another 5 of those will equal 1. So aren't I dividing 5, right? Remember, this is division, right? So I'm dividing 5 into 13. So how many 5s go into 13? Well, I can get one set of 5s, I can get another set of 5s, and then that leaves me with what? 3 left over. So this is going to equal 1 plus 1 plus 3/5, which equals 2 plus 3/5, which equals 2 3/5. Now, let me show you one more way. So let's do this as a division problem, since that's what this fractional bar represents, is division. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 13 divided by 5, just like we've done in the previous videos. Let's divide. Well, how many times does 5 go into 13? 2 whole times. 5 times 2 is 10. Take the 10, we subtract off 10, and we end up with 3. We can't go any further. So we have a remainder of 3. What happens? Well, what does that 3 represent? Well, what do we have left over? 3 what? 3/5. So we take the 2 and we put it with 3 over the divisor. This is the divisor. So we have a remainder of 3, but what is the 3? 3 what? 3/5. And that's how we do it. Have a great day.